Hi, I'm Diane. I work in the education department at the Art Museum. Let's take a look at some artworks that show different types of celebrations.
This is a painting by French artist Raoul Dufy called Toussaint Square Dance. Dufy is known for putting down washes of color and then layering bold brushstrokes on top. You can see an example of this with the building in the background. See how you can tell he moved a wide paintbrush back and forth over the paper with light brown paint? Then he added details on top with thinner lines of dark brown paint? The lightness of his brushwork gives this painting a sense of energy and movement. The scene is a square dance, which is a dance for couples arranged in a square shape. Square dancing has been popular in the western United States like Arizona, where this scene takes place. Can you see the cowboy hats that some of the men in the painting are wearing? Square dance is usually danced to live music. Look in the lower right corner of the painting. Do you see the people playing the upright bass, the fiddle, and the guitar? It's easy to imagine the sounds of the music and the people dancing and having a good time. This painting called Dance was made by Haitian artist Jacques Enguerrand Gorg. He often depicted images of Haitian life, which included its folklore and religion. This image may show a ceremony that is part of Vodou, a religion in Haiti. You can see how the people are moving their bodies. Their feet are apart, some in the air, their arms are up, and their bodies are swaying and arching to the side. Look at the instruments you can see in the painting. The drum is a very important part of Vodou rituals, and you can see the large drum being played right in the center of this group of people. You can also see a tambourine, maracas, and other rhythm instruments made from different sized gourds, and an instrument called a vaccine, which is a tube often made of bamboo with a mouthpiece on one end to blow into that can also be hit to make a percussion sound. The movement, instruments, and bright colors make this painting so lively and dynamic. Looking at it might make you want to move too. This print by Warrington Colescott called Santiago Calatrava at the Bal du Lac has a special tie to the Milwaukee Art Museum. In 2001, the expansion of the museum designed by the architect Santiago Calatrava opened to the public. That's the part of MAM that includes the iconic white wings that open and close. Print Forum, a support group of the Milwaukee Art Museum, honored the opening by commissioning a limited edition print by Warrington Colescott for its members. At the top of the print, we see Calatrava himself floating in the air above his creation at MAM. Behind him, you can see a stylized version of the building's wings and a view of the ceiling from the inside looking up toward the sky. Directly below Calatrava is a view of Lake Michigan through the windows, and to either side of that are two different views of the gallerias of the building and their recognizable white beams. The people inside the gallerias are all dressed up and partying at the Bal du Lac, MAM's annual gala. We hope we'll be able to get together and celebrate like this at the museum again soon. Jason S. Yee is a local artist who lives and works here in Milwaukee. He created a photo series called Truthful Fiction, and this piece, untitled Christmas, is part of that series. In this image, you can see Yee holding a wrapped present while sitting on the floor with his parents in front of a Christmas tree. But look a little closer. Does something about the image look a little strange or unnatural to you? Yee was born in Seoul, South Korea, and moved to America with his parents when he was a child. We were lucky enough to hear directly from the artist who explained, quote, "The work is rooted in my bicultural experience growing up. For example, with the Christmas scene, I've never had the experience of having a real tree and sitting around with my parents exchanging gifts. The photograph is a composite, shot separately of my parents and myself, in which my parents had no idea why they were being photographed, as there were no contextualizing markers such as Christmas tree or wrapped presents during the photo shoot. Remember how we noticed that the photo looks a little strange? Now we know that Yi created that sense of strangeness on purpose to show how he sometimes felt awkward engaging with American traditions that weren't a natural part of his family's lives. With this image, Yi shows part of the process of immigrating to a new place and figuring out your own ways of celebrating within a new culture that has its own traditions. Alan Davey was a Scottish painter, poet, and jazz musician. He was interested in working with freedom and spontaneity, which are elements of both jazz music and art styles like abstract expressionism and surrealism. In this painting, titled Ballet Set Number 2, there are some things that are immediately recognizable: the human arms and legs, the green ladder in the background, and the checkerboard floor pattern. Other things are less clear. Where's the person's body on the figure on the right? Is that their tiny head? And is that pink form the person's breath, their speech, or maybe their singing? The figure on the left seems a little clearer. wearing what looks like a dress. Is the yellow shape blonde hair? What are the pairs of comma-like shapes next to each figure? And why do the black squares in the checkerboard floor start changing color on the right side? We don't know the answers to these questions, and that's okay. We can take the clues we see in the painting to create an understanding of it. The title gives us one hint. This image has to do with ballet. When I picture these two figures as ballet dancers, I can see why Davy emphasized their limbs. I can imagine the dancers' arms and their legs jumping and spinning through space in a flurry of movement. Dancers don't usually speak or sing while they're performing because they use their bodies to convey emotion and tell a story. The bright colors and the bold shapes in this painting make me think that it's telling me a story of joy and celebration. Looking at it might make you want to wave your arms and legs and dance too.
Thanks for joining me for a tour today. See you next time.